We June 12th. This is Pastor Glenn. We're living off the land. This tree is a Jerusalem pear tree, and it's one that's a late blossom, which I said earlier in my other filming that I plant an early blossom and a late blossom for the years that we have an early frost. We don't lose, or a late frost, should I say. We have a late frost. We don't lose our entire crops. And this is one of them. You can see we're June 12th right now, and these pears are still small. See how small they are? Look right there. Now I'll show you a pear that's a more of an earlier blossom, faster going. That's these right here. See the difference in size. And then I have another pear here. So you see, these pears will be finishing out, and I'll have some coming in right behind these. But it's not necessarily, it wasn't necessary that I wanted to make my pear season longer, which it happened to work that way, but it's because of the frost here in Louisiana. We can have a frost as much as late as after Easter, and so that's why I plant two different varieties of blooming that they're blooming. They bloom at different times later in the year. Let me show you our grapevines. Look at the grapevines. These are white grapes, and they're just loaded down this year. So far they're looking good. Okay, these are our lemon trees. Lemons do well here in this part of the country. The only thing you got to watch for frost. You know, citrus is kind of, we're a little far north for citrus. South Louisiana, Venice, Louisiana, and all that's more better for this type of stuff. But we have this trailer house protecting it right here, and so the frost this past year didn't hurt this tree. And it looks like we're going to have a few lemons. Our plum trees are loaded down also, and they're coming along pretty good. Matter of fact, it's getting time to eat a few. This is a nectarine tree. As you can see, it's loaded down. Don't have me chest, I say, boy, they're good. This is another peach tree. As you can see, they're coming along. They're not ready yet. One of my later blossom type. It's not overly loaded. It's got a few on there. It's a young tree. Probably the first year produced fairly good. Another plum tree. A lot of these trees, this is their first year producing. These plums, this may be their second year. They're still young trees. These trees are not old at all. This is the apple tree that I showed y'all earlier in the year. And I'll tell you once again, Louisiana is not really an apple tree country. It's too hot down here. Today our temperature is about 101. And it's just too hot. Apples take a lot of heat, a lot of cold weather. This is supposed to be something that was produced for the South. In the past, I've grown a few apple trees, and it always was a root problem. I don't know why the apple trees just don't do good here. God didn't plant it that way, I guess. This is my Satsuma trees. The cold weather hit us hard, but I was saying earlier, we're a little far north for Satsuma for citrus trees, but we'll take a chance with a few trees and hope for the best. And this tree and the next tree that I'm going to show y'all, we probably harvest 100 pounds of Satsumas off of it this past fall, and they bear. When the year's right and the weather don't mess with them, they bear. But you'll see this year, there's not many. See, it's a little bitty one right there, and I don't know how good it's going to do. But what we do, when these trees are loaded down, to harvest the fruit longer because you harvest this fruit for a long time. These trees are, if you could grow satsumas in your area, I recommend them. What we'll do when we know hard weather's coming or something's coming to hurt it, we just take all the fruit off of it, we peel them, we pass them through one of these juices, and we freeze them. And then through the winter months and all that, we eat it like slushies or something. You know, get it out of the freezer and just break it up with a hammer and eat it like a slushie, or make your little orange juice with it. And this tree here is the same thing. This is the damage. This is the damage. You can see it's going to survive. And I need to come in here and prune all this dead stuff off. I just hadn't done it yet. But it's going to survive. But if we have another bad winter like last winter, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I was going to plant an acre of these trees, but after this episode here, I seen that I don't want to plant an acre of this because you're really throwing your money away, because every 2 or 3 years, a year or so, you're going to have a bad winter. You're going to have some cold weather. This is our fig tree, and it's a Louisiana fig tree. It was bred for Louisiana. I don't see no figs as of yet, but this tree puts out some big figs when they do make. I'm hoping they'll make something so I can film and show y'all. And I got a little wild tree growing up in the middle of it. You'll always see that. I need to cut that out. Mulberry tree. These trees here, they come up everywhere because the birds eat the mulberry seeds, and they're good for us to eat. We eat them. We got some that we do eat. And especially a fig tree, they'll come up in a fig tree in a minute because of the birds dropping them. This is my other orange tree, and this tree's took a beating in life. I hit it with my bush hog one time and just left it. That's why you see thorns all over. These citrus trees are grafted to thorn trees bottoms, and it does. I was gonna cut it out, but it made some oranges, not oranges, some lemons. And once I seen it made lemons, I said, well, I'd just leave it. But it's not looking too good this year because of the hard winter we had last year. Another citrus tree. These are the Japanese plums, which I showed you earlier in the year. We had a fairly good crop, even though we had a hard winter. We had a good crop, I tell you, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's over with now. And these trees here are excellent for decorations in your yard because it stays green year round. It doesn't, it never completely dies. The leaves will die off and fall like you see them all over the ground there. But they are a good tree if you like green trees in your yard and what have you. This is a pomegranate tree. I've been having this tree a few years. Never really got a major crop off of it, but I keep it because it was a tree that was off of one of my grandfathers and been in the family for years. And it probably just needs some care done to it, and I just don't really know how to care for it. I guess I need to research it. And but they'll make a bunch of these every year and what have you. Amen. This is one of our peach trees. This is an Alberta peach, and they're ripening now. As you seen earlier in the film, I got some that are still small, just starting to make, and I got these that's already making. Tomé a Michel, ça c'est bon, ouais. And that's why my sugar stays so high. These are a Louisiana Muscadine grape, or whatever you want to call it. They grow wild here. They're made for Louisiana. A lot of people make jellies with them, and they make wines and what have you, and they load it down once again. But you can go out in the woods and find these vines growing everywhere, and possums love them and coons love them, and we do too. This is a Louisiana fig tree. Just a native. I'm not even sure what you call them. Some people call them turkey figs or whatever. They grow natural here and grow wild, and any old homestead, any old home place you go, you'll find these trees that people planted and harvest off of them for years. These trees are no telling how old they are. People make jams and jellies and just a regular old fig tree.